Thanks for joining me yet again for the 7th episode of On My Family Tree. This segment is called New Growth. I named it that because in all of our lives, there will be a time when you think there isn't a new story to tell. And then someone or something comes along, and you find a new narrative. You find a new reason, a new growth. As I've stated before in parts 1 through 6, I know that I've left out someone or something. So, again, I apologize in advance. We last got together in November of 2011, going on 4 years ago, and a lot has occurred since that time. First, about my children, Allison and Evan. Now 13 and a half, my dear Allison has grown into a mature, highly independent young woman. She achieved honor roll to close out 7th grade. She's a Girl Scout. She's a voracious reader. She plays volleyball, and she's an emerging artist. She makes me so very proud. Evan, almost 17, now a senior in high school, has continued to make jazz music his passion, while still playing soccer and pursuing his eagle in Boy Scouts. I can scarcely imagine what he may someday achieve. Next, my father, Howard W. Wright. Not as active as he once was, but he still gets around some. My sister Sandra and I do what we can. His smile is the same, and he recently turned 91. As to more distant relatives on my family tree, my mom's side had a reunion in 2013 in Detroit, and another one is occurring this summer. It's been mostly through Facebook that I've remained and become connected with relatives on both sides. I've shared some exciting stories in my previous videos, and the most interesting one lately is from my dad's line. It was through my father's maternal lineage, the Bruces, that I was put in touch with my distant cousin, Ray Cunningham. It's largely because of Ray that my 7th episode came to be made. So, let me now briefly share his story. Raymond Wendell Cunningham Jr. was born on April 9th, 1943, in Cleveland, Ohio. His mother was Sarah Kendall Cunningham, born in 1912 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and was the granddaughter of W. Peter Robinson, a locally renowned Pittsburgh minister. Robinson, born in 1855, was originally from Farmville, Virginia. Ray's father, Raymond Sr., was born in 1902 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. His family moved to the Midwest as part of the Great Black Migration in the early 20th century. Ray had a younger brother, Barry Kendall Cunningham, born in 1946. Ray's father was a minister, and his service to the church involved the family of 4 moving to ministries in Ohio and later in West Virginia. As a boy, Raymond Jr. was an introvert, but in high school he blossomed. becoming not only an honor roll student, but art editor of the class yearbook as well. He also took piano and organ lessons. Ray attended Olivet Nazarene University in Illinois on scholarship. He was active in male chorus, was president of the student council in his senior year, graduating with honors in 1965. Ray later pursued his graduate degree in biology at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, where he met his future wife, Catherine V. Tack. They were married on August 31st, 1968. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, Ray was successfully employed in the medical field, but in 1995, he took coursework at the Harrington Institute of Interior Design in Chicago. He started and successfully ran his own business with a design school colleague for 7 years. In 2011, Ray retired from the working world. While in the Chicago area, Ray sang in his church choir, served on multiple boards, and was an ESL tutor. Ray and Kathy moved to their dream retirement home in Colorado in June of 2014, where they presently reside. In the spring of 2012, Ray came across his late mother's family memorabilia that had languished in attics for years. He found a letter from a maternal cousin, which led him to Ancestry.com, an online genealogical resource, to further flesh out his family's roots. Up to that point, Ray's family history knowledge had been confined to that of his brother and his brother's family. However, in the ensuing 2 years, Ray's burgeoning passion in genealogy enabled him to dig deep into his family's past, connecting with over 50 living relatives, mostly in New York, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and California. It was largely through these efforts that a family reunion occurred in July of 2013 in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. There were over 60 of Ray's maternal relatives in joyful attendance. Later that same year, Ray submitted a DNA sample to a testing service offered through Ancestry.com. It was through their database algorithm that led Ray to me. After a brief email message exchange in January of 2014 and his viewing of one of my YouTube family tree videos, Ray and I determined that his great-grandmother, Sarah McCoy Robinson, and my great-grandmother, Harriet McCoy Bruce, were sisters. As I had mentioned earlier, Ray's DNA submission through the Ancestry.com testing service led him to me. That's because I had done my own analysis in November of 2013. Actually, I had sent in my first DNA sample 6 years before that, and had spoken about it most recently in my 6th family tree video. The first time was solely to evaluate my African continent origins. The second analysis validated the earlier findings for Africa, but also uncovered my European origins as well. I shared this and more with my son Evan's scout troop, during a merit badge course on genealogy in December of 2013. It was uniquely fulfilling to discuss my passion, which began as a Cub Scout project for me in 1970. So fast forward to right now. What's been my own broader story since we last got together? Well, it's been an interesting last few years. The challenges and opportunities that I've encountered have been many. I remain the optimist, and I have every reason to be. I have a very supportive cast of family and friends. The joys of being a dad have not been lost on me. Practically every day is a new adventure, and I cherish being given the privilege of parenthood. I hope to pass on my humanity and my love to Allison and Evan. My personal time spent in scouting, the Ed Foundation, playing softball, running, making videos, playing my horns, and the occasional Facebook post chronicling it all keep me busy. As I've said before, I very much appreciate all of my family members on both sides, near and far. Some I've known for years, and those I've met more recently through my cousin Ray. It's beautiful, and we continue to make and strengthen connections on my family tree.